if you separate the people, like, all right, first you have people that don't like rom-coms that much, and then you have the ones that do. Now you're only focused on this one group. And then if you take out all the homophobes, you still have the people that might not go to a theater to go see it. I mean, don't just go calling everyone homophobic. All you're going to do is piss off the people that might have watched your movie later on.
Previously on Loonsville. Go see my movie, I'm gay.
Yeah, that's the way. And if you don't, you're a homophobe. This movie is a
And if you don't
romantic
see it, that's the
comedy.
same as gay bashing, you stone-throwing homophobe.
Yeah, I mean, it better be hilarious. We could end up watching it or something, and we'll give it a fair review. But
Yeah, I mean, we could totally watch. And then we could watch the original Bros called Bros on Bikes. It's from 2012. It's about two gay bikers that unearth a mysterious artifact while performing an archaeological dig.
did they jerk each other off though? I mean, I don't want to see it if they don't.
I have no idea. I just know that it stars somebody named Zombie.
Yeah, that's their name.
Yep.
Is there a first name or a last name or?
Nope. They are fucking sharing it up. It is just Zombie.
Huh. Does it have a decent budget though? Like, is it like Marvel Simena?
Simona.
Yeah. Is it like Simena?
I don't know. Out of the 7 people that voted on it, it has 5 stars out of 10.
Oh, I guess that's not very bad. That's not bad.
I mean, it's not
not
awful.
good,
Unless,
it's not.
3 people voted 10 stars and everybody else voted 3, then, or 2,
Yeah.
whatever. However, you average out 7
I better give
stars,
this one a good review.
5 stars. Because all 7 people voted 5 stars. Yeah, I better give it a good review or the director will be like, no, you gay bashing hateful bitch.
I was mostly going to say because Zombie might come after you.
I mean, I kind of understand where he's coming from. Bros does look like a really fucking funny movie.
Does it? I haven't seen a trailer for it.
Yeah, I did. There's one point where they're at a nightclub and one of the people says that he would totally fuck this 60-year-old guy that's on the dance floor. Then he makes a joke about how it looks like they injected steroids into Dumbledore. And that line fucking killed me. You'd have to see the guy on the dance floor in the trailer. He's not bearded like Dumbledore, so it doesn't exactly fit, but the dude is probably 67 years old, all white hair, and he is fucking like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 90s built.
Like Santa Claus if he was on a vacation.
Like Santa if he was on a Harley with a big titty naked bitch on the back seat.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'm not saying it's not funny. I'm sure it's a good movie. I don't agree with attacking people that don't go see your movie. If it's a great movie, it will live on. And that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you generalize it, and then you're just going to piss off the people that might have went to go see it. Oh, you're going to call me a homophobe now. I'll go watch, what's that other one? The one with Jim Parsons that's coming out. I saw a trailer for that one.
Chock full of violence, rebellion, gayness, and voodoo. Bros on Bikes is unlike any motion picture. we might have to watch that fucking movie.
That sounds right up my alley.
It sounds just awful.
It sounds like gay exploitation.
Totally.
I need that in my life. Is it directed by Danzig?
Yeah. God, no. I wonder if anybody liked Veronica. The movie was so fucking bad.
I think people did, not for it being good, because they're like, oh, it's purposely bad, so it gets this pass, and there's some elements that are goofy enough to laugh at. I think people did enjoy the time watching it, and I like cheesy movies. I like the bad movies and stuff, but that one was, and if he was purposely making it bad just for that, he should have stopped at a certain point on the badness because he had full control over it, right? He could have kept it at this lip of being bad and enjoyable, or maybe it was just shit.
Maybe it was just shit.
I'm sorry, if you're giving him too much credit that he's able to purposely make a bad movie, then he could have purposely made it bad enough where it was.
I get where you're trying to go with this. I don't think Danzig could make a bad movie on purpose.
I don't either. I don't think he's able to make a good movie.
No. See, Danzig's one of those people, how do I say this? He just doesn't... I don't think he understands, like we were talking about Zack Snyder in the other episode and how, way before he was directing comic book movies, he was doing music videos and
Yeah.
documentaries about stuff like that. And he became fantastic. Another well-known director who is amazing in my eyes, not so much the Academy's, would be Martin Scorsese, who started in the same vein. I don't know if you knew that about Martin Scorsese, but the first feature movie that he actually directed was the Woodstock documentary.
Yeah, he still does music stuff because he's really into the blues.
Yeah. So, like, there are people that come from that background and go on to just prove that they're amazing at the craft. And then you have people like Danzig, who's just like, I can do this, and he cannot.
Yeah. I'm not saying I dislike the guy's music, but the movie I saw, I can say I dislike that.
Well, the fucked up part is, I think he directed, well, I guess it's not that fucked up. I'm kind of envisioning the music videos now, and yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense. He also documented himself and directed that. So, yeah, I guess...
only real movies have behind the scenes footage following around the entire time.
You know what? I think
it's a real movie.
I think they should have done. Have you ever seen America's Sweethearts with John Cusack and Catherine Zeta-Jones, Julia Roberts, Christopher Walken is in it, Billy Crystal's in it.
I might have.
It's a rom-com. I actually did see that in theaters with a buddy of mine when it came out, and it is hilarious. And anyway, right? So John Cusack, Catherine Zeta-Jones both play actors in the movie, and it's about a feature-length production that was supposed to be their big comeback that they did, and Christopher Walken plays the director of that movie. And instead of editing the movie together, he goes on a monologue at the premiere for the movie talking about how it was the biggest pile of shit he has ever seen. And instead, he decided to edit together all of the behind the scenes footage that he recorded without his cast and crew knowing. And that became the movie. I think if you were to do that with any of Danzig's movies, I think it would do better than the movie itself.
Well, he only has one, right? All right, he's making another, but
I don't know that the second movie isn't done or didn't get canceled. I know the cast of the movie is working on hundreds of other things. Literally, between them all, Devon Sawa is actually doing pretty well for himself these days, so I'm very happy with that. I always liked the shit that he did as a kid, and I like...
which one's that?
Devon Sawa was in Casper as a kid. He played Casper alive, not the ghost. He was also in Idle Hands. He's the main character in Idle Hands. Those would be the two most notable for most people. He was also Stan in the Eminem music video. Stan. He's in a lot of shit, but those are the three big ones that people can immediately go, oh, that guy.
Yeah, okay.
And he's been in a lot of things in the last 5 years. He's in the Chucky TV series. He was in, what was it? It's
That's something I need to watch. I haven't watched the Chucky TV series.
Oh shit! Yeah, you need to see that. He was in Prison Break or Escape, or I can't remember the name of the Sylvester Stallone movie. He plays the villain, and it was crazy. He was in really good shape for that. I like how Sylvester Stallone makes people get in insane shape just to be in one of his movies.
Yeah.
I actually really appreciate that. It's kind of great. Like Sly is like, yeah, I got this movie coming out. There's a bunch of guys. We're gonna be doing a bunch of shit, and I need you to be in the best shape of your life. They're like, okay.
Why can't I be intimidating fat?
Why am I gonna be like shirtless on screen all the time? No, you're in like 4 scenes. You're wearing like big old puffy jacket. They're like, okay, so why do I have to be ripped?
Listen to me.
But I do love it. I absolutely fucking, it's great. He got all of these guys from 80s glory back in shape. And I mean, you know, a few of them were still in great shape. Himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he had Van Damme in the second Expendables movie. And Van Damme is always in good shape. But they all got in like peak physical condition for that fucking movie. And fantastic. He got Mel Gibson working out. Mel Gibson was looking fucking just beefy as shit when he made an appearance in the Expendables. Bruce Willis, Jason Statham is another one that's always in good shape. But Mickey Rourke, he had so many people in those movies, and they all had to get in just crazy physical shape for it, which is it's cool, you know. Bring these guys back from either making terrible B movies like Jean-Claude Van Damme, or back from exile like Mel Gibson, or back from their gubernatorial duties like
you could say it's almost like Mel Gibson's Exodus.
Yeah. They should have named it Expendables 3, The Passion of Mel.
Expendables 3, Exodus.
He's supposed to be working on a fourth one, and I'm not sure what is going on with that, but I hope it gets done. Anyway, right?
That's all.
What was the? Do you remember the name of the second Danzig movie? Because
it was some vampire shit.
Oh, I remember that. Death Rider and the House of the.
Is that the name of it?
Yes.
When's that supposed to come out?
Officially last year.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it ever did.
No, I don't think so either.
Now I'm 100% sure it was never released.
Did you look it up?
Sure did. I just like how the opening of the trailer is Devon Sawa riding a horse, pulling a horse with a bound naked woman.
Well, that's how you make an entrance.
Yeah, Danzig definitely made this movie. Is it good?
She doesn't have eyeball nipples.
Is there a big titty naked bitch? Yes.
Does she have eyeball nipples, though? That's the most important thing.
No. People have apparently seen the movie, though, because out of 175 reviews, it has 4 stars.
Maybe some kind of Kickstarter where they got or maybe Indiegogo where they get a screening or something.
Yeah, no idea. It's hilarious to me, though, that these movies have all these great people that are in a ton of things and they're good actors, like, in everything they do. And yet, they're absolute shit in these movies. It's like Danzig is not a good director.
Oh, no, definitely
and he's not a good writer, because there are
definitely not
2 key elements to making a good production. And I don't care what anybody says about my opinion. Fuck you. These are facts. Number 1 would be the writing. The writing is the most important part of a movie, giving the actors the tools they need to go off and, give the character life. If it's on the page, it will come through. Ask any actor. Go ahead. I'll wait. Just get back to me when you're done.
Yeah, I'm going to go find one.
And then the second most important thing is trusting your actors that are veterans that know what they're doing to do their own thing. Don't sit there and micromanage all the shit that they're doing. You're going to get bad performances and bad shit. Now, if you have people that have never been in anything or people that just aren't doing well on camera, then yeah, do your thing. Try and give them some helpful tips or give them direction they need, whatever. But I mean, if you've got Robert De Niro in front of the camera and an amazing script, and he's like opposite Jack Nicholson or something, and they're both riffing on how the scene should go, and they come up with an idea and they give you fucking Oscar gold. You don't go, that was great, but that's not what I wanted, and I want you to do it like this.
That's the exact opposite of the Kubrick approach.
Yeah, well, Stanley Kubrick was Stanley Kubrick. Now, Malcolm,
sure.
I trust that you're an amazing guy, but fuck you and do what I say. This movie is going to be fantastic. And the only person that's not going to like it is the author of the book.
Yeah. Oh, and a lot of people, but I mean...
I don't know. I don't know a lot of people. Well, actually, I take that back. There were a lot of people that didn't like Clockwork Orange. They fucking banned the movie.
Yeah.
So, fair enough, yeah.
I mean, I personally like it, but... I don't know anyone that didn't like it.
That's another one of those movies. We were talking about how the disconnect between Game of Thrones, the book, and Game of Thrones,
the show,
while they didn't age up the character, they did change the sexual narrative of things for said character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a little messed up that she's like 12, but she's played by a 20-year-old, which is hilarious. How old are you? I'm 10. Okay, whatever. I believe it.
Well, they aged her up in Game of Thrones, didn't they?
I think she is supposed to be 14 or 16.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, still played by a 20-year-old actress and older than she was in the book. I mean, I think that had to be done. I don't think you could,
It's the better way to do it.
put that in the show and be like, well, she's 12 and this guy's 40 and he's definitely going to her. He's
we
definitely
did really
going
good the
to.
last episode. We did really good the last episode and we didn't even say it. We were just like,
I know, and I just totally fucking hold on, don't say anything for a second. And he's definitely gonna diddle her bits without her permission. There we go. There. I'm gonna edit that into that.
yeah, that's better.
No, but Clockwork Orange. I'm pretty
They aged them
sure
up too.
the girls in the book were around that age too, like 10, 12
They were
years
like
old.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And it wasn't by choice.
no, exactly. It's the same narrative as Game of Thrones. And then in the movie, they're easily 20, 18, 20. I don't know how old they're supposed to be in the movie. I know the actresses are in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
I'm sure
it
they're
was
about to be the same
completely
age as Alex.
consensual, not abusive.
Yeah.
So,
Which is usually for the better.
yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that people were still like, oh my God, ban this movie.
Well, it still has other scenes of non-consent.
Yeah, but it's got Malcolm McDowell full frontal.
Yeah, and then you also, like, they were saying that it was inciting violence and the gangs and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it incited a lot of mischief.
Yeah, it did.
Riotous behavior.
Yeah, Malcolm, I mean, I'm sure you're great, but you're going to listen to me, but you got to pick a song to sing.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know why that reminded me. So there's the David Bowie Mick Jagger song, and somebody took the music video for Dancing in the Street and they cut all the audio out except for the breathing and snapping of the fingers. And it is the funniest thing. They're like tapping their feet, snapping their fingers, and breathing. And that's all you hear the whole fucking music video. And for some reason, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's so good. You would have to see it. You'd have to watch it.
I'll have to.
Matter of fact, I wonder if I could.
So we did have a pretty eventful time in TV and movies lately. We got a biopic on Jeffrey Dahmer. We got a sequel to a witch movie that most of us have seen. And we got a prequel movie to a 60s television series. Those are my favorite subjects.
Oh my God, this is it. All right.
Did you find it?
I did. I'm copying the link to it right now, and I'm going to send it to you so you can watch it.
All right. I'll watch it.
Fucking hilarious.
So we ended up watching... What did we watch?
I don't... Did we even movie, bro? I don't even know what you just said. I was looking up the thing. I'm sorry. I was not participating. I was not being actively involved in this while I was trying to find that Mick Jagger, David Bowie music video.
That's fine. I'll just talk to myself.
It's great.
I was saying we had like an eventful time in like movie stuff and television. I mean, we had the Jeffrey Dahmer biopic thing.
Yeah.
Series on Netflix.
Dahmer series did come out. I actually saw a really good remake of that where Jeffrey Dahmer is played by a cat. Yep.
Well,
I'm not making that up. Somebody on TikTok recreated scenes from Dahmer with their cat, and it's hilarious. They even put the glasses on the cat.
Oh, no.
I fucking loved it. Yeah, we got Dahmer. We got Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, sequel to a witch movie we all saw when we were kids.
Yes.
Prequel movie that is based off a 60s television show. And there's going to be another one on Netflix soon, which will be the new Addams Family show, the Tim Burton one.
Actually, I'm hype for Wednesday. I have wanted to see that ever since they were doing the adult themed gag videos. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those, but like Wednesday murders people, and there's things, and this isn't exactly like that, but I like the idea of Teenage Wednesday TV series and having Adam's family members, just be background characters, and the narrative is mostly about her, but it's not
Yeah.
neglecting the entire family.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if it's any good.
I have a feeling it's going to be very good. I also have on somewhat decent authority that Fester is played by none other than one Johnny Depp. All right, hold that thought. Okay.
Alrighty.
Fucking cats were going at it, and I had to get up and go get them. All right. Back to the Johnny Depp groan. So many people heard, well, it wasn't announced or said that Johnny Depp would be
Fester.
No. It was said that enough information was given that you would say it's Johnny Depp. And then a bunch of people were like, I'm not watching it if it's Johnny Depp. He fucking Amber Heard, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, bitch, Johnny was the victim. Get over it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I started trying to imagine him as Fester, and I was like,
I can imagine Johnny Depp as anybody. The dude is a veritable chameleon physically. Now, him talking, I don't know. I don't think Johnny Depp remembers what he sounds like.
I don't know. I won't know until we watch it. But I don't know. Just the initial of like Johnny Depp is Fester. But like in his younger days, I could probably see him as Gomez. So like it's not like he's outside he should be Thing. I want to see Johnny Depp's hand run around.
Just Thing.
Yeah, just Thing.
I mean, I think it would be pretty cool actually because he's got the Jack Sparrow tattoo on his hand. And if Thing was tattooed and wearing the pirate rings, that would be pretty funny.
Right?
Whose hand is that? I'm not watching this. It's Johnny Depp's hand.
Actually, if we have to go by hand actors, Bruce Campbell should be Thing.
I mean, yeah.
Just motion cap his hand.
You know what? So, not to get off the whole Wednesday topic or Johnny Depp possibly being Fester Adams, although I'm gonna say I am 80% sure that he will be, and I'm pretty good with this stuff. I did call Hugh Jackman coming back for Wolverine 2 years ago. I actually quoted my tweet from when I saw Hugh Jackman in a gym and said to myself, wow, he looks like he's getting back in shape for Wolverine. And I then thought, you know what? That's a tweet. So I tweeted it, and just last week we had the announcements from Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman that Hugh Jackman is in fact coming into Deadpool 3 as Wolverine. So I'm all right with that kind of thing. I can guess. I can be right sometimes.
I don't know. The way I picture it is like I want to wish like Hugh Jackman would have been like, I'm never gonna be Wolverine again.
He did say that.
And then Ryan Reynolds like got on his knees and was like,
that actually did happen. Everything you just said is real. That happened. Yeah. Hugh Jackman retired from the character, said he would never do it again, and Hugh Jackman has been sticking to that for years. Ryan Reynolds has been on his knees the entire time, begging Hugh to come back and do it one more time for Deadpool.
Yeah, I just look at it as like a proposal thing. Should have done it in costume.
I was talking with a buddy of mine about Hocus Pocus and the new movie that just came out, and he said it was garbage. He didn't like it, and I said, well, I mean, the first one isn't great either. Everybody just loves it because nostalgia and it's a cult classic, but it's only a cult classic because we grew up with it as kids. And he goes, no, I love the first one. And I said, yeah, because you were fucking 8 when it came out. I mean, he was actually about 10, but right. It's still fun. Not a great movie, It's got cringe dialogue in it. It's got some bad actors. It's got some good actors. It's in the same vein as the new one. It's not a great movie objectively. It's just fun and good to watch because of nostalgia factor.
I know when we were talking about it, that's the conversation we had too. Not like one of us hated it or anything, but we're just like, the first one kind of sucked. So not like in a bad way. Like it was fun and it was stupid and it was made for people that like fun and stupid things. So
Yeah.
children.
And we were having this pretty much same conversation, only he hated it, and he said that none of the actors were good except for God, what the hell is his name? I think it's Richard. I think his last, I can't, it's not gonna be, I'm not even gonna try and guess because I can't.
Which one? The guy that played Gilbert? Or
Yes,
okay.
I cannot remember his damn name.
I mean, I would disagree with his opinion. Uh,
No, but so when he said he didn't think that anybody did a good job, I said, I don't know. Sam Richardson, I was close. He said he didn't think anybody did a good job in the movie. I said, I don't know, man. When Book shed that tear,
yeah.
I was in my feels, dude. It had me.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we both said, well, I said, and the Academy Award goes to, and he said, and the Oscar goes to, and we both said, Book.
I mean, yeah, Book was doing pretty good.
Book was
But
solid.
for the listeners who are younger, Hocus Pocus 2 is a sequel to a movie that was made a long, long time ago. Like a long, long time ago. The director of High School Musical, the director of High School Musical and Newsies made a movie about
Hold on. He's the director of High School Musical?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have never seen High School Musical. Newsies is a wonderful old movie starring Christian Bale about
it's about young Bruce Wayne.
about the New York homeless paperboy circuit syndicate. They stole fish and they did the Boston Tea Party, and none of that's true. But you should check out Newsies. It is a really good movie.
And Bruce Wayne's first undercover mission.
Yeah, it's actually exactly what it is. If you look at New York City in the 50s, 40s, 50s.
No. 40s maybe.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. If you look at that as Gotham City and Christian Bale as a young Ra's al Ghul training Bruce Wayne, yeah, it's the original first Christian Bale Batman movie. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I had no idea that the director of Newsies and Hocus Pocus did High School Musical.
Yeah, I think he also did the Descendants movies and stuff like that, like Disney Channel stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that past him.
The first one had like everything. It had a really horny witch. It had a kid getting made fun of being a virgin all the time. It had a talking cat. It had Bette Midler singing a song that Creedence Clearwater Revival once did. I had, and most importantly,
a black cat and a book.
And it had a book. I mean, I didn't cry.
And then, since we're talking about how the sequel is the exact same movie, the sequel also has a horny witch, a virgin.
She's not as horny though.
A book, a black
and
cat.
Most importantly, both of them have Doug Jones, and that's the most important thing. And this movie had everything.
Bette Midler singing songs that were made famous by big name music groups. You know what? You know what my favorite part of Hocus Pocus was, and I'm glad they brought it back.
First one?
Yes.
Which one?
The song "Come Little Children."
Yeah.
It's such a creepy fucking song in context.
It is. And since we gave every knowledge that you need for the first movie, we could jump right into the second.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. It got a lot of hate. It has Rotten Tomato scores that are just tanking, and a lot of people saying, thanks for ruining my childhood, Disney. And I feel like these people can't look at Hocus Pocus objectively and say it is both a good movie and awful.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. Look at the scene where the bullies steal the main character's shoes. They've got the lines shaved into their head, looking like Vanilla Ice wannabes.
Very popular back in the day.
I mean, I don't know if I would go with very popular, but it was popular among white douchebags.
Yeah,
if you were a teen in the 90s that liked picking on kids that were 10 years younger than you or much smaller, you loved to shave stripes in your head and call yourself Ice.
And it's like Stephen King stuff. I mean, it's the bully character.
Yeah, I mean, it is the generic brand, carbon cut bully.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons why the original was bad. And I think the reasons why it was good are still present in the sequel. And there were things that I liked about the sequel. I wouldn't say the guy that played Gilbert was like the only person that did great. Like when we were talking about it before, in the beginning, the little girl that played the not horny sister, I kept like looking over there and you could tell who she's supposed to be. I mean, of course, you're supposed to be able to tell, but she was like doing the mouth thing and no one's even paying attention to her. And she just like she's super into character, and you're like, that's the character right there, like
Yeah.
straight from the and it didn't look like she was just trying to mimic it. It just looked like she was acting. I think she did the best out of all of them. Actually, the kid actors in the beginning did a good job.
Yeah, they did. I hated it, but they did a good job. It's just, that type of, it wasn't them. I'll say that. It was director's choice and the character that they were supposed to portray. I didn't like it.
And there's stuff about it, but
I thought it was over the top, exaggerated, way too flamboyant, not in a hey kind of way, just out there.
yeah,
But they did a really good job of embodying the mannerisms and personality traits.
yeah.
It was really good. It was believable that was them.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. The opening scene, well, not like the best written or maybe not the best directed. The kid act, like I don't really give praise to kid actors that much, unless they're like.
I do when they
think they're
deserve
good.
it.
Yeah, and most Disney movies, the kid actors usually aren't top notch, but I think these kids did a great job, and I hope they have good futures. And I hope all the people going, this movie ruined my childhood, doesn't stop them from doing other things.
Well, I mean, I hate to speak this way about a child, but they did start on Disney Channel, so I'm sure they're going to have just a scandal-filled shit show of a life.
Yeah, I don't know who these kids are. I haven't seen them before, but they did a good job as the roles. And
I mean, if you look at people that started on Disney Channel, I mean, going all the way back to my childhood, Mickey Mouse Club, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake. Justin's a fucking golden god, all right? He does not fit the narrative, but he's also a male, so not the same thing.
Sure.
Then you jump to 20 years ago almost. Actually, about 20 years ago, you have fuck is her name?
Hannah Montana.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus. And her co-star, you go back to like High School Musical, Vanessa Hudgens. Although I love you, all right? I love you. I am huge fan of Vanessa Hudgens, and I just think she is wonderful and amazing. We actually share a large amount of lineage. She is Native and German and something, and I am Native and German and something. And I think we would just make awesome families together. I want to have your babies.
You want to personally have them?
Oh yeah, I want
Where
her
they
to
gonna come
impregnate me so hard.
I mean, I'd like to see the end product of that.
Yeah, me too.
Sounds fun.
Shit. The end product of that means like there was a start. I'm all about it. All right. I feel like I'm obligated at this point to enter my disclaimer that says I am sorry to your boyfriend. I know he is a baseball player and he probably swings a bat pretty well and beat the shit out of me with it. But yeah, will be
Yeah, go
mine.
after him. I'm not. I don't got a thing for Vanessa Hudgens.
I have a huge thing for Vanessa Hudgens. Meow.
But I think those kids did a great job. And if they made a movie of the childhood of the Sandersons, I would watch it if they had those kids and paid more attention to writing and stuff. I mean, it could actually be a good series like on Disney Plus, the Sanderson sisters.
Yeah, I think they have leeway there. I think they have something that they could work with.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them get rid of, God, what are their names? Mary, Sarah, and Winifred. But if they were to have no other option because the three actresses didn't want to come back, which I could see, I would not mind them doing a split series between the main characters, following their paths and what happens with them in present day, and also following the past of the Sanderson sisters and how they rose to power and all of that stuff.
As a kind of see how they kind of connect.
Yes.
That makes sense. Like a Cloud Atlas kind of thing. How all the stories are kind of like
that's another movie that I liked and people, I don't know, they didn't like. You know what? That reminds me of another one that we're not going to talk about, but Vanilla Sky. Everybody hated that fucking movie, and I didn't.
I didn't hate it.
Everybody hated that movie, including you. You can't say otherwise.
Thanks for telling me what movies I do and do not like.
You're
That's why I
welcome.
have you.
That is what Loonsville is for. We tell you what's good and what's not, and anybody else is full of shit. Have you ever seen Terminator? Awful.
I'm relatively honest about my opinion. The first one and the second one. Actually, I've seen them all.
Yeah, I've seen
Only
it all.
two of them are good.
I disagree. I liked
Third one was okay.
no, I wasn't gonna say the third one. I was gonna say the most recent one. Genesis.
I didn't hate it.
That was all right. A lot of
It was
them
all
were
right.
just, I mean, I guess it was easy to like that one after they did Salvation, and
Salvation, the one was with Christian Bale, right?
Salvation was the one with Christian Bale playing John Connor.
Uh-huh.
And the one after that, I can't remember the name of.
Aftermath.
Or wait, that one was Genesis. I think
The one after?
yeah, the one I was talking about that was not bad was Dark Fate.
Yeah. I kind of started getting off of the Terminator train after number 2.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of did because the third one was not that good.
No, that's why I was like, it was okay. And they kind of just stay okay to bad range after.
Yeah, they definitely did. They I don't know. I think they just got lazy with the writing.
Well, they kept wanting to go back to the second one. It seems to be let's go back to kid John Connor.
Man, Eddie Furlong. You know, that dude just messed up everything for everybody. You know what? I mean, Eddie Furlong, he destroyed his life. But I think they could have had Norman Reedus come in and play adult John Connor because he looks similar enough to young John Connor to do it. They could have cast Norman Reedus to play adult John Connor and it would have worked perfectly. I would have bought it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll do that in the 7th one.
I remember the first time I saw Norman Reedus in something. He had a bit part as an inmate in some fucking movie. I can't remember. Ooh, I think it's 8mm.
It might be.
I think Norman Reedus had one of his first big movie roles in 8mm, and he's just a prison inmate or some shit. I can't remember. You can't quote me on that because I'm not sure if it was 8mm. I'm trying to think of what movie it was. Whatever. You know what else I found out? Speaking of actors that you don't realize are in things and then you notice them and you're like, holy shit. Aaron Paul, best known for his breakout starring appearance in Science, bitch. In memes.
Was it Wheel of Fortune? Was it Wheel of Fortune? Or I think it was Wheel of Fortune, wasn't it?
Aaron Paul was on Wheel of Fortune, yes.
Yeah, that was his breakout role.
Yeah, that was the breakout role. Aaron Paul was the star of the Korn music video for Thoughtless.
Oh.
And I did not know that, even though I saw the Thoughtless music video the day it aired. I didn't know that until I was just doing shit on my computer and I had YouTube playing on the side and Thoughtless randomly came on. And I looked at the screen and I was like, fuck, this video hasn't aged well. And I hadn't seen it in forever. And then Aaron Paul, and I was like, holy shit, it's Jesse. What the fuck?
Science, bitch.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorite memes. The Aaron Paul science bitch and the Charlie Day conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Where Charlie's working in the newsroom.
Yeah.
In an episode of Always Sunny, and he's got the whole fucking not the whiteboard, the tack board with all the yarn and all this stuff, and he's trying to figure out where's the mail going, where's it coming from. There's so much mail. He's like, yeah, I just been throwing it out. Those two things are fantastic to me. They were so widely used and so versatile in their use case scenarios. I loved those memes. Memes are great.
Yeah, that's how we share information nowadays.
It's all about the memes.
So tell me what you didn't like about Hocus Pocus Dos.
Well, I didn't like the beginning, but that was just for weird reasons. And I don't know, like I could say a lot of things that I don't like about the movie, but I don't want that to be construed as me not liking the movie. They're almost the same things I don't like about the original movie. It's some of the dialogue, some of the acting. I don't like some of the choices for things. I don't know, like, I don't want to say cheesy because they're bad cheesy. Cheesy can go either way. And I think like too much cheese is is just not great. But again, like they're also the things that make the movie lovably nostalgic and timeless. And they're the reasons why you still have a fondness for the original and
Hmm.
why I'm sure people will have a fondness for this one years to come. I mean, they're not perfect, but they know what they're doing and who they're making movies for. And
Of
it's
course.
not for me. I mean, it's a children's movie. All in
What
all, I
did you
think it was
like?
well done. I think it was good.
Well, I just said like I mean that's my opinion as well. Like a lot of the problems I had with it were mostly like the same ones I would have had with the original.
Yeah, if you were to
I
go
also
back and
think
watch the original now and never have seen it before, I think you would say the exact same things about this one. I mean, maybe not with that fondness or nostalgic love for it.
mhm.
Just the objective, like some of this shit's not good.
Yeah, that's completely fine. Like, and I think it's important to like share what like specifically you dislike about it because it's and what you like. And I don't think you can really misconstrue that as just hating the movie because I mean we already said that
Well, people
we
could
don't hate
misconstrue it
it.
as hating the movie, but we're objectively saying that we don't hate the movie. They're just quirks to us that don't rub us the right way. But,
Yeah,
it doesn't mean the movie's awful.
yeah, the movie's not like I've seen a lot of people go, "This movie sucks."
Yeah, same. I've seen a lot of people say a lot of bad shit about the movie, but
Does it really? Does it really suck?
most of the stuff that
No.
I've seen that is people saying bad things about the movie is them saying that it destroys their love for the original and it's not as good as the original. And the whole time I was watching the movie, every time there was something I didn't like, I said to myself, I don't like this, but it's on par with the vibe from the original movie.
I mean, from the opening scene, you could tell they're going to try to make you understand why the Sanderson sisters were evil. And at first, I was like, like, I know they probably went through some shit because, I mean,
Yeah, women, Salem, 1700s.
they were back in the day and women. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm sure they did. And then they show it, and then you're like, but do I really want to feel bad for them? I mean, they eat children, but I'll see where this goes. I mean, and I think once
Yeah.
they did that, they opened with that, you're gonna like turn off like a lot of people, especially if they're super into the original.
Yeah.
And especially if you're one of those, you can't show women being treated badly because we don't like to look at the fact that we treated women badly.
Yeah. People that just like to pretend things never happened.
Yeah. So that opening scene is going to turn off a lot of people for many reasons. And if they continue watching it, there's a lot of things that they did change, which I think for the better. I mean, they're not making fun of kids for being virgins anymore. That's a plus in my book. It was like hilarious. Like the scene where he's telling the story of the Sanderson sisters when Gilbert in his magic shop.
Oh
And the
yeah, and the
kid's like,
kid goes, "What's a virgin?"
yeah. And everyone's like,
A person that's never lit a candle before.
yeah, that was hilarious, and it made me laugh. And I was like, I'm glad we're not going this route anymore. I mean, that's cool. And
Yeah, that's one of the many positives to Planned Parenthood. I know that's a hot take, but Planned Parenthood is one of the biggest advocates for abstinence and for sexual awareness and shit. And they didn't exist in the capacity that they do now back in those days where people would be taught about sex and shit. And I think a lot of people that grew up in the era where all of that stuff was just a regular thing, like sexual freedom was a regular thing for decades before that, through the fucking 60s, 70s, 80s. And then there was, STD scares and all of this shit. And then people started learning a lot more about how just keeping it in your pants is a better way to live because you don't have to go through having herpes or AIDS or syphilis or
well,
gonorrhea or chlamydia or anything. And also, you don't have to deal with being 16 and a parent.
yeah, Planned Parenthood also understands that abstinence isn't always going to happen, and they also educate you if
Well, yeah.
that happens to not be your choice.
Absolutely.
which is why Planned Parenthood, I believe, is important. They give you choices. They give medical care to people that can't afford it. I mean, they're just a great organization. And
This episode is brought to you in part by Planned Parenthood.
I mean, every birthday, like on Facebook, they go, which charity you want to fundraise? And I always do Planned Parenthood because, they get a lot of shit.
I don't. I have
I
been
do.
donating to one charity every year for the last 15 years.
That's good. I've been doing Planned Parenthood. What have you been donating to?
I donate to the Leukemia Foundation.
That's good. I respect your decision.
I lost one of my close friends to leukemia, so the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
What are they trying to do? Research it?
Yes, they do research for a cure for leukemia and lymphoma, Hodgkin's disease, melanoma, and they also put a bunch of money into improving the quality of life of patients and their families.
Good. That's always a good thing.
Yes,
I
they
respect your choice.
research and fund treatments for blood cancers and stuff like that. And it's I've known secondhand the pains of that, and I watched a very close friend go through all of the treatments, bone marrow transplants, all of the horrors of leukemia, just to beat cancer and then die of sickness because his body was so weak from all of the treatments and shit.
Yeah. No. Wears your body out.
Yeah, it straight up kills your fucking ability to fight sickness. So
yeah,
I figured whatever amount I can give every year is worthwhile to try and make sure that other people don't have to go through that or receive similar care that he did, because the hospitals did take great care of him, doctors, nurses, everybody. And hopefully, best case scenario, someday there is a way to eradicate bloodborne cancers.
Yeah, it's always the goal, and I hope one day happens. These are both wonderful charities, and if you're out there listening and decide, hey, you want to give money to a charity that needs it, we just gave you two options.
There are a bunch of them. Do your research. Not all charities are good, and I mean that not in who is being supported. I just mean that some charitable organizations take the money for themselves.
Yes.
They spend it on advertising and things like this that are not great. One of which would be breast cancer awareness. A lot of people want to donate to breast cancer. I get it. They've got cool ribbons and they've got shirts that say boobies are important. Yeah, people want these things. It's fantastic. But some charitable orgs like them take millions of dollars, like tens of millions of dollars from the donations they receive every year. They put it into advertisements. And I don't think they need to. I mean, there are tons of charities out there that don't advertise shit.
Yeah, do your research. And I mean, I would recommend not going through like a third party. Like I know a lot of businesses has.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Yeah, don't. I would recommend not doing that. There's a lot of good charities and there's a lot of good things that you could help. I mean, we just listed two, and that was it. Like, we didn't have to think about it. It was just, hey, this is, just make sure who you're.
Yes, find your local charity dealer and purchase yourself a charity. Another great one that I've donated to a couple times is the Special Olympics. So.
Yeah. Things that actually go into helping, like the Special Olympics or sports for kids in your neighborhood. That's also a great thing because that's expensive stuff. And if, like anything.
Yeah. Or, just do whatever feels right to you. Something that you find dear to yourself or important, donate to it. I don't care if it's strippers. If you have a thing for strippers and you want to be charitable to a stripper, go to your nearest titty bar, find the most ratchet-looking stripper, and throw $100 at her.
Yeah. I know a lot of organizations that help fund or actually completely fund all sports equipment for certain groups.
Yeah. Youth sports are hella expensive and a lot of parents can't afford that stuff, but that's not on the parent, and it's good for kids to play sports. It's heartbreaking to be that kid that can't afford to play sports. So it's a good organization to donate to.
Yeah. Unless you're like me and just don't like sports, and then they're good. but it just helps everyone. There's many things. Just look into it, make sure the money is going where it's supposed to be going.
Yes.
And that's just my take on charities.
And with that charitable advertisement, I think we will leave you for the evening. This has been a Loonsville special all about penises.
Yeah, and virgins.
Yes.